thank you for staying with us. You're still watching the Afia Morning Show right here on Afia TV. I'm Nathalie, and this is saying welcome to a brand new week once again. It is Monday, the 29th day of September, and of course, we're hoping that all the other months go as quick as September so we can get to Christmas quickly.
Why?
Because this year red is giving me everything. It's giving
Why?
Culture, it's giving Christmas, everything.
But
Christmas is my favorite holiday, actually.
I know, by the way, but this 2025 is ASAP.
Yes.
I don't know why it's running like you said, boat.
Is it ASAP or ASAP?
ASAP.
Okay, it's really fast. I mean, before you know it, we'll all be celebrating fresh birthdays.
Yeah.
Some people looking forward, others are making memes online saying that that's the age is chasing them very fast. Let's leave it at that now. We'll start our conversations in education. Like we said, our lead today on the show is on education. So the ongoing education reforms in the state have continued to make headlines. While many commend the transition efforts, there are growing concerns about processes and the clarity of communication. Joining us now to shed more light on these developments, including his input on the newly introduced TVET College at GTC Enugu and rollout of smart schools, as well as the role of education board in the educational transition, is educational advocate Mr. Moses Abel. Mr. Abel, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good morning.
So good to have you.
Thank you.
We know that we have a long way to go because a lot seems to be happening at the same time. But like you have pointed out, communication, transparency, these are your major concerns. When you think of Enugu State's transition in the education sector, what's your appreciation of all of it?
Okay, thank you very much. When it comes to the transition from the old to the smart school and to the new method we are in now, it's a welcome development. Fine. But the issue we have is the transparency. Okay? These schools are schools that are built with taxpayers' money, and we should be updated. Up till now, I'm still even yet to see the process of being admitted into the smart schools. For these schools to say they are smart, the process of being admitted to be digitally smart also. We cannot just say, okay, go to the school so you'll be admitted. No. We can use online. These are the process of being admitted into the schools. So just like I said, it's a welcome development. Looking at what the governor has been saying, it's a very beautiful vision. But what is on ground is different from what the vision of the governor is. That's just the problem we're having.
Provide more clarity as to what you mean by what's on ground.
Okay, what's on ground now is just like we were told that we're having 260 smart schools. And as it stands now, I'm not sure that we have up to 15 smart schools that are already, not the one that they are building, the ones that are set and is ongoing right now. We don't have up to 15. And also, looking at the GTC Smart School and the GTC Technical Education Vocation Training, looking at them now, there has been so many controversies that look at the amount that is going to be paid. When the governor was telling us about Smart School, this update was not given to us. This update was not given to Enugu back then. And now all of a sudden, complaint has been coming that parents are to pay up to 100 and something thousand naira to be able, 100 and something to 200,000 naira to be able to admit their children into the schools. There has been issues so many places. Okay, last time somebody called me and told me that the child was posted to New Layout Secondary School. Now looking at New Layout Secondary School, we were told that we no longer have New Layout Secondary School. New Layout Secondary School was merged with Owan Secondary School. Okay? And now a child is being posted to New Layout Secondary School. The question now is, where will this child go to? Because New Layout Secondary School is occupied by whole GTC students. So that is the reason why I said transparency is the problem. If this is not something we hide, this is education. So that if the governments are not giving it the needed attention or the needed updates, the stakeholders will say, sir, this is not how it should be done. This is how it should be done. We don't need to hide anything.
Okay, I want to ask this question, right? You said transparency, right? Have you sought for these information and you've been asking, have you sought for those information?
Yes, I've sought for information.
Okay.
I've got some information. Some information was withheld. Okay? Okay.
did you get, and which of them?
Okay. Now, when
give it to you?
when it comes to the admission of students, I was told that it was purely done by EDC, which is the Examination Development Center. It was done by EDC. I said, okay, fine and good. But you know, this stuff is being done by educational zones. Because this EDC, most of them don't, I'm sure they don't have knowledge of most of these schools. Because this same EDC were people that did the former placements last session, and there were so many controversies. They had to bring it back to the educational zones, for the educational zones to work on it. So I did my best. They said, no, we are not using the educational zones, we are using the EDC to work on this placement of this session. Okay?
Okay.
Then, other information that was withheld were, one, the payments of this smart school. I'll keep on asking them, do we have payments for this smart school? Up till now, they are not giving me response.
When you say payments, what kind of payments?
Payment, just like we saw in this technical education, this thing, same thing, based on this smart school, are there payments? Because information I got was that up till now, they have not started admitting students. The students in the smart school are those students that are in the existing previous old schools that were now migrated to the smart schools.
Okay, let me ask this question, right? Sorry.
I would like you to continue, make your point. I want to land on that because you said many of the students there are those who are in existing
schools.
So the ongoing system that we are aware of is one where the people or students, rather pupils in existing public schools are basically merged into one smart school, right? So that is the current admission line, if we can call it that. But go ahead with your line of thoughts.
Okay, just like I said, those are the old schools. We are being migrated to the smart schools. So up till now, we have not been able to say, okay, now, how many number of smart schools do we have here? When it comes to maybe Enugu, how many smart schools do we have that is ready? What are the process of being admitted into the smart school? We don't have the details. We don't have the updates based on that. So what we only know is that those people in the previous old schools are not left behind. They are migrated to the smart school, okay? But new intake, don't know, okay, I'm in this ward, and my ward now, the smart school is not ready. What am I going to do? They are being kept on the dark, they have been kept there. So there is no updates on, this is the total number of schools we have. If we have 22 schools, this one is in this place, this one is in new layout, this one is in this. So you can be able to say, okay, let me go to this school. This is where it's existing. So that was what I was telling somebody, that when the governor did the broadcast, I was expecting to say, okay, we have this number of schools that are ready for us. So that when you are taking your child to the school, not you come outside and you take your child, they will tell you that no, this one is not yet functioning, this one is not yet functioning, this one. So that when they say this school is the one that is ready, you know that you are going to this school.
What you're hoping to see is a system where you have a proper template. So this school is ready, it's located here. This one is resuming and this one is not. This one will resume on so and so date. More or less a proper schedule that has which one is ready so that there's that clarity. It's not about saying, let's say 20 or 48 are ready, 100%. You want to know where the schools are and when they're going to kick off admissions. And
yes.
I think it should be a valid concern of a resident to have that information. I mean, you're supposed to have that information.
Yeah, for real. Okay, what I wanted to bring to your, is, okay, now you about the complaint about the 100,000 to 300,000, the one we know already, right? So, but my question is, what are you expecting, by the way, is it an FOC or what I mean by free of charge, like go to school and don't pay any tuition, right? Or when you look at these establishments, these institutions, and all the staffs used in this sense to keep it running, don't you think that these monies are little or more balanced as a school fees?
Up to 200 to 300,000 naira is not,
considering our economy at this point in time.
Yes. Schools are rights, not privilege. You pay tax, I pay tax. Okay? So you telling me that considering the economy, that is the reason why those schools should be subsidized. Not 200 and not 300 and. How many people, the minimum wage is 80,000 naira. How many households, if I have 2 child, how many households can be able to make such payments? Each term you have to pay 100 and something thousand. So when you calculate, it's up to 300,000 in a term. And when you talk of a term, it's 3 months. So in a year, you are keeping up to 1 million naira. And you say it is government school. I told them that you should not go and grab ideas from private schools and mission schools. This is government schools. Just like what the federal government were saying, I think yesterday, that Federal Technical College are going to be free of charge. That is how it's supposed to be. Instead, we should base it on quota. Instead, we should base it on the best brain. Fix your exam. Take your exam, no problem. But this amount, how many people in Enugu State? How many people? This is just like building a castle on the back of the poor for the rich. Because at the end of the day, it is the rich that's going to make it. The reason you see students going to government schools is because of the fee. Even that 4,000 naira, some of them, we know how we set organization and run about to get that 4,000 naira. And now if I come to you and tell you, please, I have a child, the mother is sick, the father is not feeling fine, the father is late, that you help me with 200,000 to pay his school fees. Look at it. But that 200,000 naira, if we are to say we are paying only the tuition fee for 4,000, that 200,000 will go a long way for us.
One thing is for sure, that viral release that is basically talking about the school fees prospectus, right? I think it's one of the most controversial things I've seen, because you don't have any official confirmation from the Ministry of Education, even saying that they've approved or validated it. I just see one page. Even I think there was this error of 3, and there was this space between. It wasn't properly. I wonder how much.
And the government are yet to come out to say something about it.
So is it actually a valid release? Because what you see, like I look at the text of a document first. For such a novel idea, you look at the first text and you see 3 and there's a space between H and RE, and it just looks so rushed.
It's
so
that is where communication gap comes in.
So who actually signed on that document? Who signed on the document?
We're trying to understand fully, as stated already, it's out there and people are arguing about these things, right? So that's the reason why I told the question to you, from the 100 to 300,000 and all that. Let's just try to establish and understand literally. But the ministry, the institution, they've not actually claimed and confirmed these whatever that they put out there, right? So but then again, we'll have to talk about it and also call them out to come and establish, is this truly what is going to be the school fee tuition for
so
this institution?
Let's get something straight. The smart schools are said to be free, and the governor mentioned that during that broadcast, the 7 a.m. broadcast. But what he did not mention was that the TVET College will be free, because you know the smart schools are more basic education from nursery 1 to year 9. Of course, that's GST. Before you move into the TVET. So that free basic education, like you rightly pointed out, is the right. But once you get into that TVET level, it's expected you might have to pay some fees because things start to change. But now the problem, I think, is with the figure. Like you rightly pointed out, it seems high for many people.
It doesn't seem like it is high.
But the question is, who actually signed off on that document? Because all we see is the numbers and the rest. Nobody has boldly come out to say, I was the one who approved of this.
Yeah, you don't expect anybody to come out. So you don't expect anybody to come out and say, I'm the one that approved it. You don't expect.
Such documents.
Their silence is already an answer.
It's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. I think that kind of should be properly communicated, because this is like I said, it's a novel idea.
Yeah. So
was it approved? Is it valid? Those are the questions.
The question should be to the Ministry of Education and not to me. Because this document has been trending for more than 3 to 4 days. And Ministry of Education are yet to say anything.
There's no response.
There's no response from them.
Do you believe in this strategy of disruptive educational reform in Enugu State, truly?
Looking at what the governor is painting, just like I said, it's a very beautiful one. But looking at what we are seeing on ground, just like I said, this NECO ranking came out, and we're Enugu State. We are not at the top 10, and hopefully, thank God, we are not at the bottom, showing that we are somewhere at the average. And you are seeing Afia State, Imo State, Ebonyi State, Anambra at the top. And we should be asking ourselves what is happening. We are talking of the educational reform in Enugu State, which is fine and good. But why is it that in the year 2024, Enugu State in NECO was 15.13%? Year 2025, we didn't even see ourselves at all in any percent.
During our visit to the smart school at Owo, there were some parents and pupils seated in a certain area. They seemed to be having a meeting. And I asked the people in charge, I said, why are they all seated there looking a bit disgruntled a little bit? And they were told that they would not be promoted if they did not pass the best exam. Some of them failed English and maths, and they were told that they had to stay back and resist and pass the exam. So there was no level of pleading or begging that was going to make them be promoted like would have happened before. So inferring from that, do you think that this drop in Enugu State performance could be linked to certain measures taken against things, miracle centers, like they say?
The drop in Enugu State was from 2024. The fight against Miracle Center was very effective 2025. Okay? So, no matter the fight you fight the Miracle Center, you must go back and look at your administration first.
Looking at a smart school, the Owo campus opened in February 2024. And the people who are passing out of there now actually GST, those are the ones that are currently going to the GTC school. So when you look at the reform and what happened with the NECO results, do you see any parallel line?
Now you are talking of GTC. The students in Enugu State, can they be accommodated in GTC?
No, I'm looking at
so when you are done in smart school, you will leave smart school to secondary school. You are going to SS1, SS2, and SS3. What is the reform in those schools? You are talking of smart school. Everything we are talking about in Enugu State is smart school.
You raised a very important point, and I want us to be very specific. We're talking about the NECO results. The NECO results. So I'm trying to draw a timeline.
NECO picks their questions from SS1. NECO has nothing to do with GS1 and GS2. NECO picks their questions from SS1. So the smart school is a very beautiful initiative. So what is happening
you're referring to the senior
yes,
level and not the junior
not
level.
The junior.
All right, go ahead.
What is happening in the senior level? You can force. I told them that this is a simple thing. Most of these teachers are tired. Most of them are tired due to the elongation. You see a staff, a director, 5 years ago, before the elongation, she or he was a director. And now you are giving me another 5 years again, which is 10 years as a director in the education sector. Some of them are tired. Why they can't go is because there's no gratuity. If the government said, okay, fine and good, let us clear all this gratuity. If you know that you are tired and you cannot continue, let us get fresh blood into the system. You go. This master we are talking about now, up till now, the people that wrote the exam, they have not been updated based on the recruitment. The information we are getting is migration of students of existing teachers. Whose teacher are you migrating? Are these people going to be the one that will teach these students robotics and all this? If you are tired of the system, you leave us. Take your gratuity and go. And I tell you, if such implementation is done, you will see so many teachers that will come out and say, we are tired, let us go.
It's a transformational feat at this point in time, this level, right? But is it not too early to start judging on how this is going to bring the outputs it's been expecting?
When you talk of being early, while we are working on the smart school, we should be working on the secondary school. That's just my point. Because do we have smart secondary school? That's just the question. Do we have such? So now, if
that's what the TVET is there for.
The TVET is in GTC, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
How many people can be accommodated in the GTC with this figure we are seeing now? That is to say, when a child is done in the smart school, the child is going to Queens or the child is going to maybe day secondary school and others. And now when you are done in that smart school, you are now coming to meet these people. Now you are now asking yourself, looking at the secondary school, what is happening there? How is the administration? Because you can only, I always say that you can only force a teacher to teach, but you can't tell a teacher to teach. And when you start forcing the teacher, the two elephants, the administration and the teachers are fighting it. The two elephants are fighting, the ground, which is the student, will suffer it.
So can you clarify what your issue is with the teachers and who is responsible for solving that
My issue with the teachers is that teachers are being neglected. Teachers are being neglected. Looking at, should we talk about the leave allowance? They are not being paid leave allowance. Should we talk about how transfer have been done? In a term, you have been transferred to this place. In a term, you have been transferred to the other place. Should we talk about how administration have been handled, where a professional teachers will be sent to do the work of an admin, to do the work of a bossa, and the bossa is being sent to go and do the work of a teacher or left without a portfolio?
And then who is responsible for the
administration?
they are painted?
The administration of the post-primary school.
Which of the boards?
The PPSMB. They should be looked into, because this is killing our students. When a staff is being posted to a school, allow that staff to stay for some time. So far, the staff doesn't have maybe any dent or maybe any issue or whatever. Allow that staff to stay with the student. To grow, how it's been done is that a staff grows a child from GS1 and grows the child to SS3. But this, you are changing a maths teacher, the next thing, you bring another maths teacher, you keep, no, it's not done that way.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses, for joining the show this morning. I'm sure that these questions and concerns would be addressed very swiftly. Thank you once again for coming on board. And what we do hope is that all of these concerns are taken into consideration, especially what you said about the proper draft, the schedule of which of the schools are actually opening and when. I mean, I wish there was some kind of site you could go to and just check, even for the monitoring exercise.
That's what we keep saying, right? The communication is very salient and important in any administration, right? Just to communicate with the people, tell them, okay, these are the fix already, and this is what we have achieved, and this is what we have achieved thus far. As you stated too, these are schools available. These are, you know, all this sensitization communication is very important, and I call Enugu State government and education board to, you know, look into, you know, certain things, certain concerns of Mr. Abel is very important, because the question is asking is very in mind right now. So many other Enugu indigenes and citizens are asking the same question. Right?
All right, thank you, Mr. Abel. We're out of time. We'll, of course, connect with those in the ministries and, of course, the boards that you've pointed out on the show today. Thank you once again for sharing this concerns.
Thank you.
Making those loud. All right, so the morning show returns in just seconds as we try to bring you a swift response and, of course, ensure that you get the communication at your fingertips as needed. The morning show returns in split seconds. Stay tuned.